Savio, you've long been interested in the field of theatre in Goa. Theatre generally, but trying to promote the idea in Goa. What do you see as the potential in a place like Goa, which is small and whatever?
Well, I've worked with a couple of institutions in Goa, the Kala Academy,
Yeah.
which is well known for its output of theatre and other artistic ventures, and also in St. Xavier's College, which has had a long tradition of theatre and drama. Now, in my experiences with these institutions, I found that there is a huge potential and there's a great amount of talent within Goa, especially in the age group of, say, people from 17 to the age of 24, 25.
But it's not being harnessed sufficiently.
And it is not being harnessed sufficiently. And I think one of the reasons for it is that there are no structured programs within Goa who are catering for this need. I know the Kala Academy does a sterling job in doing this, but I think from my perspective of the theatre that I've been involved in Dublin, founding of my own theatre company with Tony McGill, the Vinci Theatre Company, we follow a particular system. Which
Could
is
you tell us something about your work in Ireland?
Yes, we have a theatre company called the Da Vinci Theatre Company, which was formed about 10, 15 years ago. And one of the ambitions of this particular company was to encourage young talent, but more than that, to try and give a reflection of socio-political nature of the society. And in order to do this, what we found was that using works such as Shakespeare, which is a universal a kind of textbook on human nature, using of all the spectrum of all the facets of human nature, that Shakespeare's plays could for us reflect what was happening within Irish society.
Even today?
Even today, yes. We've recently done a production of Julius Caesar in modern day terms, and as you know, Julius Caesar is a very political play,
yeah.
And we felt that has a kind of my personal belief, Frederick, is that if there is a country that has a particular, I wouldn't say a problem, but it's going through a particular phase,
yeah.
Doing theatre which just completely deals with that phase in a realistic manner does not touch the consciousness of the public as much as something which is slightly a mirror image of that, or has a resonance for that, so that it makes them think. If they see something which is dealing directly with what's going on, it's just like another newsreel because of all the news footage you get on events.
So what would Julius Caesar mean in today's terms for Ireland?
Well, in today's Ireland, there's a lot of power play going on within Ireland, within political parties, and unfortunately, you have to say there's been a lot of corrupt politicians within Ireland, with new era of accountability and transparency. It is just right that the sins of these politicians have now come to light. So, like as in Julius Caesar, the politics and the Machiavellian intrigues that try to go behind trying to gain power. In fact, we had our last prime minister was a man called Charlie Haughey, who was very much like a Caesar type figure, who was very powerful and relished power. So it was, we felt that showed what can happen to someone when there is an abuse of power. And I think in Julius Caesar, Shakespeare is trying to say is that when power is abused, then society suffers. And how do we remedy this? And of course, in the play, they resort to assassinating, Caesar. But that was one of the aspects of it.
So how and when did you get involved in theatre? And over the years, what have been your productions and involvement?
I've been involved in theatre ever since I was in school. It's always been a passion of mine. Yeah. At a young age, when I was in school, we were taken to the theatre and we saw...
That was in Africa?
In Africa, in Nairobi, in Kenya.
Okay.
And we had some very...
Which school?
The Our Lady of Mercy School, which was run by the Sisters of Mercy, who were very visionary and much ahead of their time.
Yeah. They
used to take the students to plays, museums, theatres, and at an early age I was exposed to Shakespeare, the big musicals, and all the major English playwrights, American drama as well, and I had a fascination with that, and so I read a lot of plays and became involved in productions within in Kenya. When I moved to Dublin in Ireland, I initially joined the Dublin Shakespeare Society,
I see.
which is a society that's over 100 years old,
I see.
and puts on about 5 or 6 major productions each year.
Okay.
And then with Tony McGill, the other director of the Vinci Theatre Company, we decided that we would branch out on our own and not just make Shakespeare the focus of our work, but that we would also try to develop new talent. And Tony's written a couple of plays. We've done a couple of radio plays.
I see.
And then we went on to found a film company.
I see.
So we've done, and as I say, our work tends to be mainly kind of socio-political, but we also put on more light entertainment for comedy, etc. And as I say, that is where we are at the moment.
As far as your Goa roots are concerned, it goes back to Anjuna, right?
No. My father came from Shikali.
Okay.
I mean, as I say, and this is handed down to me by my dad.
I see.
But I think at an early age, the family moved to Polvory.
Okay.
But he left Polvory as a young man at the age of about 21,
I see.
and he went to Africa.
I see.
So he was in Africa from 1923
I see.
right up until the 60s and the 70s.
Okay. Thanks so much, and here's wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much, Frederick.